Here are some players to avoid in fantasy football this season. I will start with the defense. A defense to avoid is the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. Last season, the Pittsburgh Steelers defense overachieved. They were supposed to be the weakness of the team, but they ended up being a really good defense last season because they do have some weaknesses in the secondary. I am not too sure that they can repeat the season they did last season with the same defense and aging core of the defense. Tight end, Jimmy Graham. Jimmy Graham just is not a good fit with the Seattle Seahawks. He doesn't get to play all the snaps and all the downs. He doesn't get used the same as he did in New Orleans. So Jimmy Graham is a player to avoid as a tight end. Wide receivers, Jarvis Landry and Alshon Jeffrey. Jarvis Landry is the go-to receiver for Ryan Tannehill, but there are better receivers you can get for the position you would be drafting Landry at. Alshon Jeffrey is a great receiver, but the quarterback he has throwing to him, Jay Cutler, is very inconsistent, so you do not know what production you're going to be getting. Running backs, C.J. Anderson and Eddie Lacy. Eddie Lacy is a boom or bust pick. He is so inconsistent. He'll either get 20 points or he'll get you 5 points. It's too inconsistent for my taste. If you want a running back in the early rounds, you want a player that's consistently putting double-digit points up every single week. C.J. Anderson is splitting carries with Ronnie Hillman with the Denver Broncos. So C.J. Anderson isn't going to be the powerhouse or workhorse running back for the Denver Broncos, which means if he's getting drafted early, he's not going to be worth the high value that workhorse running back is. Finally, quarterback Tyrod Taylor. Tyrod Taylor had a surprisingly good fantasy football season last year. It will be really tough to repeat the season that he did last year because he has a mediocre core of receivers. Other than Sammy Watkins, he doesn't really have any other receiver that's really that noticeable. So these are the players I would say to avoid in fantasy football. I'll run through them again. Quarterback, Tyrod Taylor. Running back, C.J. Anderson and Eddie Lacy. Wide receiver, Alshon Jeffrey and Jarvis Landry. Tight end, Jimmy Graham. And defense, Pittsburgh Steelers defense. Next episode, I'll be talking about top 10 or top 5 quarterbacks to watch for in fantasy football, or 5 quarterbacks to watch for in fantasy football.